What a show. What a show, everybody. Wow. What's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. What a freaking show today. Wow. Hey, Daquan, what's up? Getting all plugged in. Can you guys hear me? Welcome to the live reaction. I am Dustin Starr, and oh my goodness, what a day of action-packed pro wrestling on Memphis Wrestling. Championship Wrestling from Memphis. Memphis Wrestling's back. Man, I feel like episode 5 was the best one yet, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. Come on in here. I'll give you guys a second to come on in. Hey there, Bo. Loud and clear. Sounds good. All right. What'd you think of today's show? Talk about fast-paced, action-packed. Robert says that was indeed a good show. Love the main event. Hey, 2-segment main event. About 15 minutes is what those guys went. That's not easy to do, especially on television. Derek the King picks up the big victory, and he did it in a questionable fashion. Brad Skimahorn says, killer show today, dude. Yeah, it was even better that you weren't on it, Brad. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I might not agree with your antics behind the scenes in Memphis Wrestling or in the ring, but yeah, I appreciate you being here. And yeah, what a show. Wow. Hope you guys were taking notes on the tag team division. The Young Goats and the Crowleys was absolutely incredible. And it was a nice touch seeing Humongous in the end. Am I the only one that likes to see Humongous? Love the guy, but man, he's scary, even though he did choke me out at the Halloween Spooktacular. Daquan says it was good. Robert says King is a great heel and he's fun to watch. His facial expressions, when he's hurting, I can see that. It's so good. Great camera work by all of our guys on the team at 85 Productions. So yeah, very, very cool. Thanks for that, Robert. Willie says the Bodega are awesome. They are, and they might have a new Boricua in Amber Rodriguez making her debut, and she wasn't very friendly to CC Chanel backstage when she had her interview, which that's going to be an interesting thing. Hopefully we'll see those two in the ring very, very soon. Brad says, just wait till we show back up in Memphis. What is that, next week? I'd have to check the card, but I'm sure it's coming up pretty soon. The Skimahorns always causing some sort of trouble, beating up Dreadhead Kev backstage. But this week, episode 5, brand new. If you didn't see it, then you got to check it out. What'd you guys think, man? Come on, let's talk some Memphis Wrestling. Oh, yeah. And speaking of Memphis Wrestling, I will be out in Grubbs, Arkansas tonight for Revolution Wrestling Entertainment. Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment in Grubbs, Arkansas. So shout out to all my fans and wrestling fans, Memphis wrestling fans, 5-star squad out in Arkansas. It's been almost 2 years since I've been there. Number 1 with the pandemic, and number 2 with working television every Saturday. It kind of ties you down a little bit. But I will be out there in Grubbs, Arkansas. Can't wait to see all the great Memphis wrestling fans. You never know what might happen, but I will be there live and in living color. Can't wait to see all the Arkansas fans out there. Ben Jenkins and his boy Sean were on TV this morning. They're out from Arkansas. Hopefully I'll see them tonight. Very cool to see a live audience out there for Memphis Wrestling too. That was very, very cool. So let's see. Robert says I wasn't big on the ring red ropes at first, but the blue turnbuckles give it a good look. Yeah, there was a little bit of a fresh look, a different look. What do you guys think of the red mat? I kind of like it. I don't know if the red mat is something that's going to be permanent, so we are testing out different looks, and you'll see that from time to time here on this program as we kind of settle in. And there's a big announcement that's coming soon, so you'll see the scenery change just a little bit more. I'm almost ready to make that announcement, and I can't wait to do it right here on this YouTube channel first. So a little bit of a different look this week on Memphis Wrestling. Keith says WrestleMania weekend should be exciting. That's right. On April the 11th, we have our next television taping. We are going to crown our first ever Memphis Heritage Champion. And of course, if you're there live, you'll see it first, but then also you'll be able to watch and see it play out on television. So Terrence Ward with the eyeballs. Terrence Ward was very, very busy backstage today and was in the line of fire a couple of times. You better be careful, my friend. Lamb says, have fun today there. What'd you think of the show, Lamb? For those of you who don't know, Lamb sends me honest opinions of what he thinks of the show, and we go back and forth. So we shout out to Lamb with the Championship Wrestling fan news page. You need to go follow him on that. Willie says Heather Monroe should wrestle some of the women in Memphis Wrestling. We were on the phone with Heather Monroe this week. She will be making appearances in Memphis Wrestling very, very soon. Keep an eye out for that. Alan Steele is here in the chat. Bret Michaels should not be allowed to carry a baseball bat. Well, you know what, Alan Steele? Where were you today? Where were you and Johnny Dotson? You guys were so tough last week when you attacked Bret Michaels from behind and smashed the Cobra Cup. And when Bret Michaels comes to get that receipt, you're nowhere to be found. So tell all the great fans here in the chat exactly why you had that yellow streak running down your back. That's what we want to know. Bo says, I can't imagine the kind of damage Bret's guns could do with a baseball bat in hand. You're right about that. I would not want to be in the way. And somebody said the security guard let Bret Michaels in anyway after he said he couldn't. Let me ask you, what do you think the security guard's going to do with Bret Michaels with a baseball bat? I know that man has a family. That's my buddy Jason Mack, and I highly recommended that he stays out of the line of fire. So he could do some serious damage with a baseball bat, that's for sure. Robert says maybe a yellow mat or an apron if it isn't too much of a Superman colors. Hey, I like the Superman colors. But our colors are kind of a navy blue, a light blue, and a red, a little bit of white. You know, that's the kind of colors we're going for there. Daquan says he likes black better. You might be the only person that liked the black mat. We had a lot of feedback about the black mat. Dominic says, hey, Dustin, 5-star. I'm here for the weekly 5-star showcase. All right, well, let's talk some Memphis wrestling. What did you think? I'll ask you real quick before I go through all the comments here on the side. What was your favorite part of today's show? It was hard for me to pick. Bret Michaels is in the house. He says the gun show in the house. I'm sorry for Jay Smooth being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You talk about a Memphis wrestling debut. Jay Smooth was absolutely standing on the tracks when the train was coming through, and that train was the gun show lariat. Hoo-wee! We need to check on Jay Smooth and send him some flowers, guys. Dominic says, and oh, Alan Steele is back. Damn. Bo says, keep the red mat at least till Bret gets his hands on Dotson. Yeah, that's right. We don't want to stain the mat with blood. Hazard pay, says Terrence. Yeah, okay. Daquan says Alan is a jobber. You know, I don't know that I could say that Alan's a jobber, but I could say what he did last week was absolutely job worthy. Chris Lex says cheated by that damn Derek. Man, it was like 3-on-1, or as my Maria would say, 4-on-1 with that silly briefcase. Chris Lex, 2 weeks in a row, being screwed over by the royal family. It was terrible. Lex, you'll get them, brother. I know that you will. Shout out to Chris Lex. Thanks for tuning in with us live. What an episode of Memphis Wrestling. Bret Michaels says, screw you, Alan Steele. I think Alan Steele is pretty much screwed, whether he knows it or likes it or not. David says, good afternoon, Dustin. Still late morning here in California. Great show today. But is Derek truly the king of Memphis? A lot of guys made that claim before. Trust me, I know. When a king was set to make an appearance on Memphis Wrestling, you can only imagine what was going through my mind and my Maria's mind. And then we got Derek the king. So I'm with you on that. Hermosa, how are you? Says Dustin 5-star. When is the May show so I can buy the tickets? Please, please, please. Okay, guys, check this out. Be on lookout. This week, I would really love to put those May tickets on sale. But we're working on something really, really huge. And I don't want to do it until it is 1,000,000% confirmed. So Hermosa, I promise you, those tickets will be on sale very, very soon. And they will go really fast. And I don't know how many we are allowed to sell at this point. But I would highly recommend that you be on lookout and get those tickets. We really appreciate that, Hermosa. Dominic says, Alan Steele, you are a dead man. Dead man walking. Robert says, oh, man, maybe Dustin and Brett should team up against those guys. Hey, now. Brett, if you need a little help, I don't know who's going to hold down the commentary table, but I think my Maria does a pretty deadgum good job by herself. Man, Sleazy E says, had a blast watching Memphis wrestling this Saturday afternoon. Every match and segment was full of action and as entertaining as it gets. I personally think, I appreciate that, Sleazy. I personally think that that was the best episode that we put out so far, and we look forward to putting out even better content coming in the near future and in the weeks to come. Next week, the Queen versus Nikki Lane. That's going to be fantastic. If Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson decide to show their face, you know the gun show Brett Michaels is standing by, and he's ready. It's going to be explosive as we move forward. David says, right on. Brett. T-King, what's up, man? Greg, how are you? He says, funny what Maria – whoop, I lost it. Hold on. Whoop, hold on. Funny what Maria said about the Crowleys. They're the ugliest things I've ever seen. Yeah, tell us how you really feel, Maria. Lamb says, Big Dan, the security guard, didn't even flinch when Brett Michaels arrived with the bat. Big, tough security guy. That was actually J-Wo. J-Wo Mack was back there today. Big Dan was on assignment. You'll see him return to the program very, very soon. They're kind of a tag team outside of the ring where they try to keep everything in order. But it's kind of hard to keep a huge guy like Brett Michaels with a baseball bat in order, if you know what I'm saying. Brett Michaels said, I'd gladly have old 5 Starr as my partner. Now, that would be a heck of a team right there. Robert says, the main event was easily my favorite, but I liked Action Jackson as well. When I say action, you say Jackson. Action. How exciting was Action Jackson with his juice? And furthermore, how exciting was freaking Bam Bam Malone, Gold, Girls, and Glory? I mean, what a double debut that was. Goodness. Great stuff. Dominic, I thought Derek King was a cheater. Well, he is a cheater. Brad says Action Jackson versus Bam Bam Malone was fire. I agree with you. Greg, Action Jackson's sliced bread was amazing. My favorite part. My Maria thought I made that name up. She thinks I make all these wrestling holds up. The sliced bread. Dominic says, is CC Chanel permanently on the Memphis roster? CC Chanel will be on the program in the coming weeks, and we hope to have her as a permanent fixture in the women's division. Of course, there is a travel thing with CC Chanel there, so we're going to work with her as much as we can on that. But be ready. CC Chanel will be in the ring next week on Memphis Wrestling, and you can bet Amber Rodriguez is going to be watching. And CC probably has a little bit of something to prove now that Amber basically called her out and said, let me show you how it's done. So I'm really looking forward to that too. See how that plays out. Chris Lex, it is what it is. Every dog has his day and all dogs go to heaven. The true king of pow. And I loved it. Everybody in the chat was pow, pow, pow. Even Papo Esco was pow, pow, pow in the crowd. Pow, pow. I love it. Willie says a match between United Wrestling Network heavyweight champion and Memphis Heritage heavyweight champion would be great. Let's crown our first Memphis Heritage champion, and then we'll go forward from there. Let's see. Greg says enjoyed Championship Wrestling from Hollywood and Memphis. If you guys missed it, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood aired on this YouTube channel at 11 o'clock every Saturday, and then we do a live chat as well during that. And then at noon, we have Memphis Wrestling. So that's every Saturday at 11 and every Saturday at noon. And I have to remind you that tonight at 7 p.m. bell time, I will be live and in living color in Grubbs, Arkansas. So if you want some more information about that, you can check us out. Hit me up at Dustin Starr. I'll tell you a little bit more information about it. I think tickets are as low as $5. So come out and say hello to your boy. Hermosa said, I love watching Action Jackson match. Thanks. It made my day. It was very, very good. I appreciate that, Hermosa. Action Jackson's one of my personal favorite. I had a little something to do with him getting into the business as far as training him. And also the next comment, Alan Steele also helped train Action Jackson. And he says the gun show will be firing blanks when we meet in the ring. Well, I can't wait to see him prove you wrong, Alan Steele. Robert says, what's in the briefcase? Well, what we're told is just what I said on commentary is gold, diamonds, jewelry, allegedly. Could be some bricks in there. I mean, who knows with the royal family. Here is Dominic says, Alan Steele, you will get a gun show lariat. I can't wait for that. Greg says, EJ Sparks, wow, last 2 moves Last two moves I've ever seen before in wrestling. EJ Sparks was on the Hollywood show this morning. It was very, very good. Great stuff from him. Let me get caught up real quick, guys. I'm sorry. I am way behind. You guys are blowing me up. I really appreciate it. Willie says United Wrestling Network is awesome. Lamb says fingers crossed that everything will work out. I appreciate it, Lamb. It's coming soon. Can't wait to tell you about it. Robert says, where did Derek the King get his crown? My guess it would be Burger King. Burger King or Dairy Queen? David said, or he might give Steele a good pistol whipping. Lamb says, oh, well, good to know that was the other security guy. Yeah, you think I was going to say, I think he would have gotten in regardless if it was Dan or J-Wo. I would have done the same thing. I would have gladly stepped aside. Dominic said, will Big Dan and the other security guy get in the ring soon? Hopefully not. And I see they're not trained professional wrestlers. They're there to keep the law and order. And then here's some Jackson. Can you say, oh, yeah? Lamb says that sliced bread by Action Jackson for his size was impressive. Yes, it was. Alan Steele says, let's not overlook the fact that I got the slam of the week while resting at home. Yeah, okay. There's another Jackson. Action Jackson. Bam Bam Malone was pretty good too. Shame he had to lose in his first match. What a contest. Win, lose, or draw, man. Those guys really brought it. Very, very exciting stuff. A lot of action, if you know what I'm saying. Hermoso said Powell was going to get beat. Derek Queen, I hate how he got cheated, but the two mainly matches to see in May would be Action Jackson and Big Swole. What about Big Swole being knocked out with brass knuckles? No matter how many times Big Swole beats Mike Anthony just won't go away. What the heck? Brass knuckles? We'll give you an update on Big Swole throughout the week. I don't know what's going to happen there. I know that he was not looking good. I know that we have some folks on site with our insurance and everything. We have to have the ambulance on site there, and so he was not rushed to the hospital or anything like that. But they did check him out and put the little light in his eyes and all that kind of stuff. So the lights were on, but nobody was home. Daquan says, I wish Championship Wrestling from Memphis invaded Championship Wrestling from Hollywood like SmackDown and Raw. Hey, brother, we are 5 weeks into this thing. Just wait. Powell, let's see. Alan Steele, you're going to lose to the Gun Show. Brett Michaels, Bam Bam in action was possibly the best match. Well, maybe DK and Lex. It's a hard decision. They were both great matches. Brett Michaels, you beat Jay Smooth so fast, it was like the entire instant replay. So Robert says, Dustin, congratulations. You're definitely building something here. It's been fun to watch. Have a good week. Thank you, Robert. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we will see you again next Saturday live in the chat. Hermosa, I watched it at 11 a.m. It was great. Will Papo Esco make a future appearance in Memphis? I can tell you right now, we would love to have Papo Esco and Danny Limelight defend those United World Tag Team titles here in Memphis, Tennessee. And you got to remember, there still is a pandemic. People still are not 100% available at this point. But I will tell you that you will see the bodega if I have anything to do with it. Bo says, I imagine Amber's spanking strategy isn't going to fly with CC Chanel. You know what? I'd love to see her try. I would love to see her try. It looks like I'm being invited onto the Rolling Into Mempo podcast. So I might be doing that live if you guys want to join us on Facebook here in just a few moments. But let me get caught up here. There's BT from stspod.club. He just chimed in here. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Pretty soon they'll be calling me 5-star, says Dominic. All right. Well, you got a little bit of work to do, I think, but that's a good goal to have. Robert says, I noticed the quality of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood last week was terrible on the cable station here in Sacramento. I'm sorry to hear that, Robert. It's available here on this YouTube channel every Saturday at 11 a.m. So let's see. All right, Greg, I don't have a favorite in Memphis, but I think I'm beginning to become an Action Jackson fan. Sounds about right. DS says, hey, bro, I've been trying to get my beard to stand out like your hair. You got any tips? You ever seen something about Mary? That's a joke. That's a joke. David says, when you look up sore loser in the encyclopedia, it says, see Mike Anthony. Do they still make encyclopedias? Or is it a website now? But either way, I get your point. Lamb says, guys, how about we build the new roster and show before having champ versus champ, show versus show stories? Give us the Memphis show time to grow. Oh, I agree with you there, Lamb, but I can understand the excitement because you've got these other characters that we've been so used to for the last couple of years. Man, we'd like to see them mix it up too. And that's exactly why we have CC Chanel on the show next week in the ring in action. So you'll see a little bit more of that. But as we go, things will start. You'll see some other stars that are going to make appearances that you probably never thought you'd see on Memphis Wrestling. David says, Amber has attitude, but CC Chanel has experience. And I will tell you, too, CC Chanel's got a little attitude as well. So can't wait to see that. Hopefully that's what we're going to end up getting. Hermosa said, Dustin 5-star, could you let me know ASAP when the tickets of May are ready? Please. I live in Texas and we'll be going to Memphis for that show. Wow, man, that's great news. We really look forward to having you come down here. I know that there's this big debate some reason that Texas barbecue versus Memphis barbecue, but when you come and you show up at our live event, Tops Barbecue is the very best in Memphis. 16 locations in Memphis, over 52 years of experience with barbecue. They're the best, and they are exclusive to Championship Wrestling from Memphis. So when you get those tickets and you show up, you got to try that barbecue. And then you got to let everybody in Texas know that Memphis barbecue is better. David Owens is in the house. He says, what's up, 5-star? Hey, David, I can't wait to see the completed column that you're going to put out. Very, very good stuff. We appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed the show today. Man, it was action-packed. Get it? Action-packed. Action checks. Part of the show repeated after the commercials were over, so it was a technical glitch. Okay, Robert, I will let them know. Of course, it did air in full on this YouTube channel, so you can check that out. Even last week's show, so we have all the shows. Daquan, Mike knocked out Justin so hard, he got set back to factory settings. Okay. Keith, if Steele and Dotson ever have the guts to show up, I'd love to see them get there as well. They were supposed to be there this week. I can only imagine that they'll show their ugly faces. And Brett Michaels will be there to knock it off. Knock their faces off. Bo says, can't wait to see Heather show up soon. Queen Caitlin probably won't appreciate her presence. Oh, man, there are so many. Hey, don't forget about Cassandra Golden, Diana Taylor. Gosh, man, we've got the opportunity to have some really good matchups here. Kurt, how are you, man? Hermosa, okay, I'll do that for sure. I won't come back without eating Tops first. There you go. Okay, it looks like the Rolling Into Mempo podcast is on the air right now, so that'll be coming to this YouTube channel very, very soon. I'm looking forward to hearing what Rhino JB and BT have to say about today's program because I thought, like I said, I thought it was the best one that we've had so far. Ask Austin and Nikki, kicking butt. She will win next week. That's what Amber says. Circle of Debate, man. Circle of Debate podcast says Memphis Barbecue. I mentioned it earlier. If you guys want to win tickets to April 11th, we are sold out, but Circle of Debate are hooking you up. So the video is on this YouTube channel. There's just a couple of small things that you have to do in order to enter to win those tickets, but they are giving away a pair of tickets so you can see us crown our first ever Memphis Heritage Champion. So shout out to the boys at Circle of Debate podcast. And by the way, you got to have me back on the podcast. There's so much to talk about now. Last time I was on the podcast, Championship Wrestling from Memphis was just kind of an idea. It was about to be developed, and I was teasing that. And so now it's a real live living thing. So we got to talk about it, guys. Alan Steele, Keith will be there next week. Make sure you watch. All right, well, there you have it right there. One good thing about having Alan Steele in the chat is he just confirms that Alan and Johnny will be at Top of the Line Banquet Hall for Memphis Wrestling next week right here on YouTube Premiere and on CW30 Memphis. Brett Michaels, did you hear that? I'm sure he's going to be ready. Keith says, tell Brett Michaels I think he rocks. Brett was in the chat here a second ago. You might have just told him yourself. Greg says, I can't wait to see the Wolf Zaddies again. I can't wait to see them either. I know that Bad Dude Tito has been doing a lot of television out in California as well. DS says, I'm a real Memphis wrestling fan. Action Jackson. I remember Action Jackson, but he's been hanging out at Top's table. We all love Top's barbecue. Don't be a hater, man. David says, or maybe it's too much juice. David says, I surely hope to try some Tops one day. It requires a trip to Memphis. so much the better. Always wanted to try Abdullah the Butcher's House of Ribs. All right, let's do it, Circle of Debate. You let me know. David Owen says, I really enjoyed these 4 weeks of tapings. Can't wait for a Memphis champion to be crowned. Coming soon. And he also points out that he is in the Alan Steele fan club. Hey, I like an attack just as good as the next guy. I like a good bad guy just as much as the next guy. But destroying the Cobra Cup? Not cool. Not cool. I'm not on that bandwagon. Are you, Maria? Maria's behind the scenes here.
You already know how I feel about it.
She said Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson are hiding in trees like cats. Hiding in cats like trees. I don't know where she comes up with this stuff. Robert says the Bodega will destroy any tag team if they come to Memphis. It could be. I mean, we've got the Posse, we've got the Skimmerhorns, we've got the Young Goats, we've got the Crowleys, you've got the Hollywood Blondes. Who am I missing? You got Big Ace and Big Jack. Lots of great tag teams. Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson could be a tag team. Van Vicious and Derek the King could be a tag team. Myself and my Maria are a tag. Wait a second. We're not going to get in the ring. Right, Maria?
No.
We'll just call the action at the table. Brett says, thanks, Keith. Can't wait to see Alan and Johnny next week. Next week, Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson will be in the building, and so will Bret Michaels, and there will be hell to pay. I can promise you that. If I know Bret Michaels like I think I do, and I've known him for 20-plus years, somebody's catching that ass whooping. Lamb says, think Wolves Zaddies are no more. Bad Dude Tito confirmed in an interview that he goes solo now. Wow, I have not heard that news. Breaking news from Lamb here. If anybody knows, it's him. Any relation to Kevin Owens, David Owens? No, but he's a big fan of Kevin Owens. Amber says, totally disrespectful, destroying the Cobra Cup. One word, disgusting. Chris Lex says, I know I got my own weight to deal with, but if Bret Michaels needs a hand with Dotson or Steele, I got his back. Well, Bret Michaels, he's got some supporters out there. That's not a bad guy to have on your side, Chris Lex. Hermosa says, please don't have Big Ace there in May. Oh, wait a minute. You don't like Big Ace? What did Big Ace do to you? Not many people do like Big Ace, by the way, or Big Jack. Bo says, heard Bad Dude Tito is going to be or was on Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. That's a heck of a place to be. Love those shows. It's a pretty big deal to me. Awesome. Moxley. Yeah, Moxley's on there as well. Dominic says, are you scared, Alan Steele? Daquan says that he is. All right, well, let me remind you guys that we are now enrolling for professional wrestling training, referee training, ring announcing training, commentary training, you name it, television production training. We are in training business. So it's championshipwrestlingmemphis.com/training. If you are in the Mid-South or you're within a couple of mile radius from Memphis, Tennessee, you want to train with the very best in Memphis wrestling, including head coach and Memphis wrestling legend, former world heavyweight champion, King Cobra, is our head coach. Of course, I will be one of the trainers. My Maria will be one of the trainers. Alan Steele and Derek King, two of the very best, despite how you feel about their characters or what they do on television. They are the very best. So we are now enrolling for May to train for professional wrestling and sports entertainment. You can get all the information at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com/training. I want to remind you that the Rollin' Into Mempho podcast will drop here in just about an hour or so on this YouTube channel. It's BT Brian Trammell and Rhino JB telling their hits and misses, what they liked, what they didn't like. Anything to do with today's program, they are going to cover it right there on their podcast. And then also tonight at 7 p.m. bell time, I will be live in Arkansas for the first time in about 2 years, maybe even longer than 2 years, in Grubbs, Arkansas for Revolutionary Wrestling Entertainment. So come holler at your boy. I will be making a pretty cool announcement there. I'm very, very excited about it. That's happening tonight. And also all the matches that you watched today on Hollywood and on Memphis, they are available in full right now on this YouTube channel. You can catch them in feature matches. And then also those episodes are available in full too. Tomorrow, there's a ton of highlight packages that are going to drop. All the highlights from today's show will drop tomorrow as well. Reggie Cook says, I hope Championship Wrestling from Memphis Sure to have specialty matches like steel cages, no disqualifications, falls count anywhere, and maybe I quit matches. It's professional wrestling. It's Memphis wrestling. Of course we're going to have that stuff. Let's build up to it first. Dominic says, you're going down, Alan Steele. Keith says, Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson, you guys are what is wrong with Memphis. If there's anything wrong with Memphis, it's definitely them and their ridiculous attitudes. Lamb says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Guys, that really does help us out. So if you do like this page, subscribe to this page. Anytime that you share this page, it's free to do. That helps extend our reach. We are this close to 10,000 subscribers. We have surpassed 1 million minutes watched in a month's time. We are up 110% in the last 28 days, and that's all because of you guys and your love for Memphis wrestling and professional wrestling. So we are very grateful for that. Thank you so much. We're here every single Saturday at 11 a.m. with Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and then again at noon for Championship Wrestling from Memphis. And also, that's a good point, too. Thank you, Lamb. Follow us on all social media at CW30 Wrestling. David says, after Brett gets a measure of revenge on Steele and Dotson, it's Johnny Dotson. I don't blame you for not remembering his name. Wouldn't it be great to see King Cobra get some of that, too? Well, as far as we know, King Cobra is not very active in the ring anymore. But I can tell you what, he looks like he could still whoop somebody's butt. So maybe that might be a guy that would step in Brett Michaels' corner. But Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson versus Brett Michaels and King Cobra, that's probably not the best way to go. But you know what? Having that legend in your corner means a whole lot to a guy like Brett Michaels, especially here in Memphis wrestling with that rich history. Hermosa said, will you be live on Championship Wrestling Facebook? We do live from time to time. I might do that today. I actually might do that tonight from Grubbs, Arkansas. There you go. Probably tonight. Keith says Maria's commentary is brilliant. What in the world does Maria say that you guys love so much? She is hilarious. Dominic says Dustin and Maria are a 5-star commentary team. Man, I can't tell you how appreciative I am of that. And you don't have to say it just to be nice. I mean, that was one of the things that I was most nervous about because I'm such a fan of the broadcasters like Todd Kinley, man. He does such a great job. Say what you want about WWE, but Michael Cole, Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, my buddy Byron Saxton, even Samoa Joe, they're all so good. Tony Schiavone, they're great. But as far as Memphis wrestling is concerned, we were basically following Lance and Dave and Corey Macklin. That's not easy to do. So that was one of the things I was most nervous about is getting behind the broadcast booth and calling the action. But, man, we're having a blast doing it. And Maria, I never know what she's going to say next. David says, Maria knows how to deliver the pointed barbs for sure. That's one way to put it. Amber says, dang it, I'm going to miss you at Grubbs. Well, don't miss me at Grubbs. Come on out. Robert says, hit the thumbs up button. That sounds like a plan to me. Bo says, 1 million minutes watched in a month is a hell of an accomplishment, man. We are so fortunate that you guys are enjoying the program. And so we're trying to put out as much content as we can. And I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but there's a sit-down interview coming very soon with Alan Steele that's actually scheduled for this week. I'm not sure when it's going to air, but you'll see it exclusively here on the Championship Wrestling from Memphis YouTube channel, and you'll also see it on television. But you can only imagine my excitement to have Alan Steele and possibly Johnny Dotson be anywhere close to me, especially my home. So that's coming soon. Brett Michaels is a superstar, says David Owens. The people were really behind Brett Michaels. They want to see him just take it out on Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson. King Cobra is safer and better off outside of the ring. We broke the cup. What's next, says Alan Steele. I can tell you what. I bet you wouldn't say that to King Cobra's face. Amber says, King Cobra, I bet, can still kick butt with the best of them. Yeah, I can tell you right now, I wouldn't want to mess with him. Daquan says, Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler's the best commentary team. I'm a big fan. That was the voice of my childhood, along with Bobby the Brain Heenan and Tony Schiavone, and, of course, Lance and Dave. They're the greatest of all time for me. Jake Custon, what's up, brother? Jake is in the house. Keith says, Derek, the self-proclaimed king, is truly obnoxious, and I couldn't agree with you more. I got a couple more minutes here with you guys. And then I'm going to hop off here, and I'm going to get ready to go to Grubbs, Arkansas. That's taking place tonight. Tickets are as low as $5. So come on out and holler at your boy, old 5-star, out in Grubbs, Arkansas. Are you saying that you would break a cobra's bite? I don't know if you could break a cobra's bite. Nothing like a cobra bite. David says, much respect for the announced teams in wrestling. You and Maria always make us feel welcome each week, and it's much appreciated. Thank you, David. I really, really do appreciate that. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to, and you're inviting us into your home, and we're inviting you into our squared circle, so to speak, and trying to give you the very best and call the play-by-play and make that just as entertaining as the action inside the ring. Amber says, I'm still locked up, man, getting closer to coming to see y'all, though. I promise I will be there to see y'all soon. Well, I'm going to hold you to that, Amber. You just let me know when you're ready. You got to make a trip to Memphis and watch us live. Daquan says, Alan is lucky Cobra's not in this chat. Yeah, and let me tell you, King Cobra does watch. He watches this YouTube channel. He watches Memphis Wrestling. He is a fan of what we do, as is many of the Memphis Wrestling legends. I talk to him all throughout the week. We're not in this thing alone, guys. He will probably see this. David Owen says, is somebody going to Slap City tonight? Oh, yeah. Alan Steele says, I'm just saying that some snakeskin wrestling boots would look nice. I feel what you're laying down there, Alan Steele. You better not put your hands on King Cobra. It's one thing to do it to the cup, but it's another thing to mess with King Cobra. And I know Brett Michaels won't stand for that. Jake says, by the way, Dustin, your interview that I did is doing great. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you for having me on. Dominic says Brett Michaels is going to be the top babyface of Memphis Wrestling. You know what? That's interesting. I don't really know that Brett Michaels is a babyface. I think he's just a butt-kicking son of a gun, and people like that. Kind of like a, dare I say, a Stone Cold without the beard. Instead of beer, it's protein shakes. Robert says you never see tickets as low as $5 here in Sacramento. Now, you don't really see them around here either, but tonight I think tickets are as low as $5. Carmelo says, great look. I appreciate it, brother. Dominic says I might have to make an appearance in Memphis Wrestling eventually. Maybe so. You never say never. Keith says the Crowleys and Humongous are an odd and strange trio. I like to call them the creepy Crowleys. They're definitely the creepy Crowleys. Be on the lookout for the creepy Crowleys and Humongous. I don't have much to say about him. Maria did say that maybe Humongous was hiding under the ring. There's no way Humongous is fitting under the ring. Brett Michaels said, I'd love to get Cobra out there and let him get his hands on Johnny and Alan. Maybe even talk to him and have him watch my back. That'd be freaking awesome. Well, one thing's for sure. Brett, I know you're a big, tough guy. But Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson, they're no slouches. You're in for a fight. Might need that baseball bat. Dominic says, okay, then, Alan Steele, we'll have to see. What's up, Tamarius? Welcome to the live chat. I'm wrapping things up. I got just a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to head over to Facebook and holler at the 5-star squad and let them know I'm coming to Grubbs tonight. Been getting a lot of messages about Arkansas and finally making my return to Arkansas tonight. Amber says that would be cool. Brett Keith says, Alan Steele, how come you and Johnny didn't get tickets to WrestleMania? I don't think you'd ever see those guys getting tickets to WrestleMania unless they were kicking somebody's butt there. Bo says, if Papo don't want nothing to do with the Crowleys, that should tell you all you need to know about the Crowleys. It's interesting you said that. I saw that in the chat. Papo Esco, he's a big, tough guy, but he doesn't like the Crowleys, and I don't blame him. Amber says, Dustin, you need to go live tonight at Grubbs. I plan to do that, at least for a moment. I will have a little bit more freedom, as I'm not going to be like, it's not my show. I'm just making an appearance on the show. So got to keep the stress level down a little bit. You know what I mean? But I plan to go live, and I'm going to try to go live on this YouTube channel tonight in Grubbs, Arkansas. Keith says you're not talented enough for WWE, Alan Steele and Johnny Dotson. And then Alan Steele says, because we don't watch wrestling, wrestling watches us. Well, after what happened last week, we're all watching you. And we can't wait to see you next week with Brett Michaels in the building. David says, thanks again, Dustin. Hope to see you next week. I will be here live and in living color, and I can't wait. Daquan reminds Alan Steele to shut up, you jobber. All right, guys, I am going to head over to Facebook and go live there. I do plan to go live on this YouTube channel tonight, live from Grubbs, Arkansas, and I hope that the 5-Star Squad and the Memphis Wrestling fans come out. Holler at me. Let me know what you think of the show. Let's selfie it up just a little bit. Alan Steele is a kindergartner. In all seriousness, kayfabe aside, he is a beast in the ring. There is no denying that, guys. Alan Steele is on our training squad for a reason, and that's because he is one of the best, and that's one of the reasons I'm so freaking disappointed in what he did. But there will be consequences to pay. Just like King Cobra said today in his sit-down interview. Brett will get his hands on you, Alan. That's what Tamarius says. Alan Steele is going to get his butt kicked, says Robert. So it looks like we're a little bit split for the most part, though. They're on Brett Michaels' side. All right, everybody, if you missed today's show, then be sure to watch it. It's available in full. All the matches are available in full on this YouTube channel. Rolling into Mempho podcast is going to drop today, so give it a listen. Let us know if you agree, disagree, what your hits and misses are. And I look forward to seeing you guys tonight live, and I look forward to seeing you on Facebook if you jump over there with me right now. But until then, guys, I really do appreciate it. What a day for Memphis Wrestling. My favorite episode yet. Hopefully it was yours too. And hopefully next week will beat it as well. Let's see. It's a fun podcast. See you next week. All right, everybody. I am Dustin Starr. Saying so long, everybody. Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys.